Hello everybody, Damascus the Fox here, and today I'll be reviewing the Kizer Feist. Now this is a very interesting knife. It is a front flipper, and yeah, so I'm going to be talking about how well this knife, front flips so far. Pretty well. Alright, first things first, specs. You like specs, don't you? Of course you do. Why else would you be here? Okay, let's do length. Drop something. Alright. Length of this guy. Right there. Okay. Length of this guy is right there, about 6.25 inches. Blade length is coming in about 2.75, so under 3 inches, so that's actually pretty good. Cutting edge is coming in just a little bit above 2.5. That's actually pretty good. Alright, next we got weight. Get out of here. Alright, bring over a scale. On hello to you too. Alright, it's all zeroed in. Whoa, 2.13. That thing is light. Alright, off. Be done with you. Size comparison. Fudge that then, right there. Let's do the size comparison up against, let's do pair of 3. And Spartico Tenacious. So as you can see, let's do the bigger guy on top. I don't know. It just seems a little bit better. As you can see, definitely this knife is shorter than the Tenacious and the pair of 3. So this thing is very small. Very small. And next, let's do up against CJRB Phelps bar, Canvas Micarta D2 blade. It's the regular size, and let's get the smaller guy out here. Booyah. Alright, yep, still coming in as a shorty. Shorter than the big guy, and still shorter than the small guy, just by possibly 1/4 inch. So that's actually pretty cool. A lot of people are probably going to like that, especially these days with everyone wanting smaller knives. Alright. No offense to anyone who likes smaller knives. I love small knives. And let's do another one. Might be doing too many of these, but whatever. Benchmade Freak. And the Wee Benter. Natural G-10 scales, which is sick. I apologize for not being consistent on the size comparisons. I keep switching up the knives every review I do. I just keep going like, oh, actually this would be good for a size comparison. Oh, I better do that. And then I come up with different ideas. I'm trying to do size comparisons of a wide variety of popular brands. So Benchmade is a popular brand, so why not do a size comparison? I don't have a smaller Benchmade, so I was like, I have a smaller Wii, why not? So so just do that. I'm going to get a smaller Benchmade, like possibly a Griptilian or something. Maybe a mini Osborne. I wanted the mini Freak, but that's sold out, so yeah. Well, the G-10 one with the M4 blade that I wanted. That one sold out, which made me super sad. Yeah. But back to the knife. None of my personal issues. You guys are not here to listen to that, I'm assuming. Alright, so as you can see, that was definitely... Oh, actually, sorry. Let me see. Yeah. Banter is about the same size, and it's definitely smaller than the Freak. And last but not least, the perfect EDC knife. Cold Steel Espada XL G10 and Cold Steel Espada. I think this one was the medium. I was going to say small, but actually that's medium. So, no surprise, this thing's smaller than both. Cold Steel. Always making big boys. All right, next, let's do height. Height is... Alright, so height comparison. Very slender. This thing will be easy to put in and out of your pocket. Don't have to worry about much of anything getting in the way. I mean, just look at that. It's even lower than the scales, even with the blade sticking out just a little bit. So, yeah. Definitely tell this is a slender boy. Even slenderer than the Banter, which is quite already a small knife, so that's pretty cool. Pretty sure a lot of people are going to like that. Blade thickness. Let's see if I can get it to focus in without too much shadowing. Not a very thick blade on stock wise. Let's give you a thickness comparison. How about let's do the Para 3. Everyone loves the Para 3. Come on. Yeah, so it's even thinner than the Para 3. That's pretty cool. Alright. And then the price on this guy, wait for it. This will run you on Blade HQ $79. Yeah. $79. MSRP is $120, but on Blade HQ, you get it for $79. Just $79. You don't have to worry about all that $9.99 crap. And yeah, so that's actually pretty cool because the standard version with the titanium and the upgraded steel, was like above 150. I think it was like 160 something. 168, I think it was, somewhere around there. So that's actually pretty cool. This is a much more budget-friendlier version, and you get the same front flipper that you really want. Is like if you really wanted a Feist, but you just couldn't spend the money, which I couldn't at the time. That's why I love this one. This is part of their Vanguard series, which is a line of more budget-friendly knives. And this is, I would say, more on a high budget margin. I mean, a lot of people, there's a lot of people that would, it's just the way how I see it. I would say this is more high budget friendly. I would say somewhere around 40 to like 60 would be a budget knife. This would be a high budget knife in my opinion. I'm not sure, how other people see it. Everyone has their own opinions on what. I would say above 60 and below 100 would be high budget for me, in my opinion. But luckily this is definitely much more affordable, much more budget friendly for a lot of people, which is pretty cool. Now, let's talk about the knife. Let's talk about it. I was carrying this for a long time. When I first got it, I got it because I just liked the look of the Feist. So I wanted to try out a front flipper because I didn't have much front flippers. So I wanted to try out the front flipper. And I got it, and it was kind of hard to use the front flipper. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I kept fudging it like that. And I was like, and it was just, I was like getting kind of sick of not being able to use it properly. And I was just like, I went on to different flippers like the McKenna, which is vastly one of my favorite front flippers of all time, from Civivi. But as of recently, I put this in my pocket and started trying to practice on using this front flipper, which, in my opinion, this requires more of a learning curve than most of front flippers out there. I mean, every front flipper, in my opinion, requires a little bit of a learning curve because you're so used to this or doing this that you got to get used to this. And that's just my opinion on that. I had to get used to it, and I finally got used to it, and I loved the action on this thing and started just carrying it for a long time. I even jacked up, if you can see that, not sure if my camera wants to focus in. I jacked up the side of my finger, just made it super raw, and just scratched up my nail, just messed it up right there. It hurts right now, actually, it's just a little sore because I was fidgeting with this thing so much, just trying to get a feel for it, and I just love it now. I just love flicking it. I found that I hit my camera, sorry about that. I had to kind of like grip it right here and then keep my hand on this pocket clip right here and put like the meat of my finger under that first groove on the jimping right back here and just kind of flick it open like that. It doesn't actually require wrist flick. I just tend to do wrist like that because it's just like, it's really nice that way. Just flick that. It comes out really nice. Drop shut action. Free flowing, which is really cool. Really like that. So that's really cool. The steel on this guy is CTS BD1N, which is a decent steel. I've read about. It's actually not too bad. It has good corrosion. I don't know what that is. Okay. It has good corrosion resistance, easy to sharpen, and relatively decent edge retention, I read. So, yeah, that's pretty good on a, you know, more of a budget knife like this. One of the things that really got me, that made me just like, yeah, I like you, is this right here. Recessed pocket clip, recessed screws. Yes, thank you. I love that. The tension on this guy is really good too. Deep carry. A lot of people are going to like that. Very minimal hardware, which is pretty cool. Just the pivot and just this one little body screw right back there. That's it. Minimal hardware, so that's really cool. G-10 is nice and smooth. Not textured, like it has like a little bit of a feel to it, but it's not textured at all, so it ain't going to eat up your pocket going in and out. It feels really good in hand. The ergonomics, it's a very straightforward, so you know it's like not really shaped to the hand, but it actually feels very comfortable in hand because of how they did all this chamfering around the corners right here. It's straight on top, but the corners are a little bit, I'm not sure if you could see that, but a little bit rounded just slightly, where you can index it still, but it's not like slippery in hand. So that's actually really cool right there. Got nice jimping on the spine right here, so you can just really put it right there. Nice little sharpening choil right there. And yeah, it feels really good. And I don't feel much hot spots here. You can feel the pocket clip right there, how it raises up. You can feel that right there, but it's actually not that big of an issue. Using this knife, you're going to forget about that. You're not going to feel it. When you first put it on, you're like, oh yeah, I can feel that. That's probably going to be a problem. But now you're going to forget about that. That's not really that big of a deal. You can, right there, it has this really nice cutout right there. So you can get into that liner lock, and it's not going to, it's like not going to chew up your hand like a lot of liner locks where it's like they barely have any form of a cutout. So you got to jam your hand in there, freaking mess up your nail or whatever. That's really good. And it has all these like little cutouts right there, and it's very shaped and soft. You know, not like soft like smushy, like, you know, like rounded, so it's very soft on the hand. So when you push in there, it doesn't hurt. I've had liner locks that hurt. So very fidgetable. That is very nice. Very fidgetable. And this is a OD green scales. G10 OD green scales with a black stonewash finish, which is really good. I should have cleaned this thing up before camera. I really apologize for that. I forgot to clean this thing up before camera. There's probably going to be a lot of pocket lint in there. And people are probably going to be like, ugh, you don't clean your knives. Yeah, I forgot to do that. I was going to get this guy camera ready, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. And one of the things I really do like about this knife is how they rounded all the corners. Even the spine of the blade, there's not a sharp spot on the blade at all. That is really cool. They just rounded that off. It's nice and smooth. That is really cool. I like that. It's all rounded. It's like you can feel that it's flat right here, but it doesn't feel sharp. So that's really cool. Really nice. And the designer on this is, dang, I keep fudging that up. It's because of the angle I'm in. I swear I got better at it. Right there. You can see that. Lindquist. Justin Lindquist design. That's really cool as well. So, yeah. And let's see. Let's get a look at the internals on this guy. I believe it's running on, you can see that? I believe it's running on, no, don't focus on the flashlight, focus on the knife. Ball bearings. That's what gives it such a smooth action. And one of the cool things is that the inside, it's backed by countersunk liners, so that's really nice reinforcement right there. Too much coffee, I'm shaking. And look at, they milled out the liner in there. It kind of looks like the original design on the titanium scales. That the milling on the liner looks like the milling on the titanium scales, which I wonder if that was intentional to kind of like pay homage to it, or if that's just like a coincidence. But that's actually pretty cool. I really like that. Keeps the weight down and keeps it nice and reinforced. So yeah, that's really cool. It's got just the one little standoff right there, so that's pretty cool. Now, right back here, if you noticed, I was looking at this. It does not have, if I can get this proper, there. It does not have a stop pin. So I looked deeper, and right back there, you can see that little cutout inside the scale. There's a, right back there, if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see because I'm not really, yeah, but the blade has a stop pin within it, so the stop pin is inside of it, and it wraps around. So stop focusing on the flashlight, focus on the knife. Come on, camera, you could do it. I believe in you. There we are. And it wraps around, it goes right back in there, and then rests on the liners. Right back there. So that's actually really cool that it has a stop pin, but it's an internal stop pin. So that's pretty cool. I hope you're able to see that. My camera's autofocus was getting all weird. But if you have a Feist, then yeah, just take a look inside of it, and you can see that that's really cool. It has a stop pin, but it's inside of it, and it rests on the back of the liners with inside. So that's actually really cool. I really like that. And with this, there's actually a variety of styles. You could get some in, well, there's a titanium one. I believe there's another knife style. It's like a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe shape. I'm not entirely sure. This is a drop point one. And you could get one in a bunch of different colors. There's like micarta, then there's orange G10 scales. There's like, I believe blue G10. There's a bunch of varieties of this. Just go check them out. Yeah, it's really cool. As I'm filming this, I believe that they're on a sale. The orange G10 one is on a ridiculous sale. I'm not sure by the time this video goes up if that sale will go away. But yeah, as I'm filming this, these are on a really good sale. So you might like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, and it's very sleek, very slender. It's like a gentleman's carry knife. It also rolls out really slow, so you don't scare nobody. Because people get scared, apparently, of knives. You just flick it out, or you can slow roll it, so then you don't frighten nobody. Cut open your bag of chips or your box with your next knife in it. Yeah. And let's see how well it cuts, you know? I almost forgot to do that. Let's see how well it cuts. This guy's already been cut quite a few times, but there's still some space to be cut. Ooh, that is sick. I love that. There's nothing more satisfying than cutting a piece of paper with an extremely sharp knife and just watching it glide through. I love that. That is so good. Yeah. It's because it's very thin behind the edge, and it doesn't go up to that too thick of a stock, so it stays very thin, but it keeps the meat right around the tip, so you're not going to break that tip as easily. As you can see, not too thin around the tip. It does get very thin right here where it tapers down to right here, but at least there's a lot of meat right back here. So yeah, I wouldn't do anything severe with this tip, but otherwise, I think it's very slicey, very nice. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to like this. Well, I think a lot of people already like this, because I'm kind of late to this review because it's been out for a while, but still, I'm going to review knives regardless, because I like knives, and I'm going to review them all. Or at least most of them. Yeah. But I think, see, I touched upon that. I told you about that. Told you about minimal hardware. Yeah, I think I covered everything about this knife. Otherwise, I think this is a fantastic knife. At first, you know, it's like it was kind of hard for me to use this knife, but just keep practicing with it, because it's a relatively small knife. So small knives are kind of harder when it comes to front flippers. Longer knives are easier when it comes to front flippers. Just that's so far of what I've felt like when I've tried many different front flippers. But if it's properly positioned, especially with the pocket clip, because I use that to grip, and if you line up the back of your hand properly so you don't smash the, what do you call this, the tang into your hand, you can flip it really nice. And the D10 is very nice on this guy. You have to, I would say I probably have to break in that D10 a little bit, because at first it was kind of stuck, but otherwise, very nice. And the lockup is very good. Oh, I almost forgot blade centering. I apologize. Blade centering. If you can see that. This guy over here seems a little bright. Let me turn it down a little bit. I think it's casting too much of a shadow. Right there. You can see that. Blade centering is a little bit to the right, but that might just be me prolonged use of this knife. I mean, just flipping it constantly, but that's okay. Nothing that you can't fix that easy. Alright, well, I think I've rambled on enough. So, anyway, that'll be it for this video. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video, and if you want more knife-related content, remember to subscribe, because I post videos every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there will be more knives and more videos in the future. Thank you again for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye.